With this list, the viewers may all see strong or impressive mangas with overpowered MCs who are willing to risk their lives for one thing or another. Of course, though, some of these heroes may not be 100% invincible, they still manage to show us that they can fight and even go up against powerful beings or monsters. In this video, I'm going to show you guys my top 10 manhwas that are all awesome in terms of power and skills in the show through each episode. So, before we start, I want to thank each and everyone for Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all! The following list is made with the sole purpose of letting you know some cool manhwas where nothing is impossible. And of course, only there's willpower that can determine their fate. Okay, let's begin. Number 10. City of Sanctuary. Read this if you want a lighthearted manga about an overpowered dude simply vibing after being brought to his original life after reincarnating. The story is fun to read and utterly hilarious at times. It's lighthearted for the majority, only taking a serious tone during situations which require it. There are several characters which are pretty unique and relatable who all contribute to the narrative. I don't read mangas for the art. It's colorful, which is always pleasing on the eyes. At least in this manga, MC barely manages to have ordinary life. I gotta give it a thumbs up for that as well. Really amazing story with a unique plot. Imagine adding solo leveling and a hardcore martial arts manga together, and you get this. Number 9. I Grow Stronger by Eating. I was excited to see over 100 chapters. This manga has got a lot of potential. Known as Pet Shop, Mr. Kim has the unique ability to absorb the skills of the creatures he eats, and one day Pet Shop is mysteriously transported to a magical world full of orcs, trolls, and monsters. A new world, new chow, and new skills. Now Pet Shop is determined to become the most powerful creature in the world. Follow this epic climb to the top of the food chain. Pretty interesting. And it breaks a lot of basic plot twists concerning this type of story, and the main character is purely evil, which is not pleasant. Number 8. The Constellation That Returned from Hell. Interesting concept and world building, likable MC, nice art. This is probably what comes close to that unique leveling up story people look for. Every occurrence is connected and pre-planned, and they aren't just random events and monsters collected and thrown together to get some action. Really enjoyed it. This is really original, to be honest. At first I thought it was your typical regressor plot MC kind of a plot, but the first plot twist hooked me and will hook you too. Yeon Seong Choi, the first human ever to become a celestial, he goes off to train in the abyss to stop other celestials from swallowing Earth whole. Will he be able to protect Earth? Well, it's a great manga, so you gotta give it a try to know what happens. It's also a good mix of comedy and action. Number 7. The Strongest Ever. The story is about some unknown man and how he's incredibly strong. He slaps people around and makes sure to repeatedly mention that he still doesn't know how to control his power. But get this, he's also lazy. Wow, he's so quirky and cool. Oh my gosh. Not only that, his indolence is paired with stupidity, and it only gets worse as the chapters go on. On a real note though, this manga isn't bad, and if you're in a similar predicament like I am, then give it a shot. Number 6. Max Level Returner. A decent read, but the plot is too rushed and the world building sometimes seems to be made by 10-year-olds that watched too much Power Rangers. I believe it has a lot of potential, but, meh. I mean, it's a very good story, to be very honest. The world falls into a state of panic when 120 million players of a popular VR game, Eternal World, vanish without a trace one day. A few moments later, and should I say months, because moments count faster, they begin returning one by one after dying in the game. We're not the only ones to make it back. Monsters also start to appear and wreak havoc on Earth. All hope seems to lost until the Masked Monarch, the most powerful player of the Eternal World, returns. He quickly assembles his whole team back together to defeat the beast, the nefarious Demon King, once and for all. The man-made weapons are useless against the enemies they must fight. The players are struggling to level up without the game's special items or rewards. Number 5. Limit Breaker. Without a doubt, this is one of the best mangas with the OPMC, man. The art is so good, but what's up with the pacing, man? Due to an unknown error, Kim Ki-bong was trapped in the awakening test for 3,000 years. In the real world, 10 years have passed, and it is overrun by monsters and dungeons. The battle now begins for Kim Kebong, who returned with max level to restore the world back to the way it was. Very, 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 very fun read. Number 4. Seoul Station Necromancer. This manga surprised me. Seoul Station's Necromancer is your average Isekai and Return Back manga, where the OP protagonist gets a minor nerf to starts hitting Earth's shiny new dungeons. In that sense, it's actually what you expect. As for me, personally, this loses a lot of points. For the waifu harem thing, he was basically shoved in the readers' faces. In one notable chapter, they introduced 2 entirely new female characters who both were into MC. When former high school student Kang Woo-jin finds himself returned back to Earth after being forcibly summoned to a foreign planet for 20 years, he soon finds that Earth is not the same and a normal place as he once remembered it to be. With his former strength and age reset back to 0, watch King Kong Kaboom. I'm kidding. I was just making a joke. Watch Kang Woo-jin as he gets back on the path to becoming the Earth's strongest necromancer. Overall, it's a pretty good one. Number 3. Solo Max Level Newbie. The story is a bit of, okay, how do I say this without sounding so offensive? Okay, fine, it's a little, okay, fine. It is a little generic. There, I said it. Yeah, it's on the generic side, and it's a bit lacking, but not that bad overall. If you need a bit of light reading while bored, it's very interesting. Kang Jin-wook, a gaming streamer and content creator, is the only person who has cleared the game. However, as the game's popularity declines, it becomes increasingly difficult for him to continue making a living as a content creator. Jin-wook prepares to end his 11-year-old relationship with the game and say goodbye to his humble group of subscribers. But on that very day, the Tower of Trials appears in reality with a message saying that humanity will perish unless all players clear each floor within 90 days. Jin-wook, who knows the game better than anyone, decides to use his knowledge to his advantage and dominate the tower. It's time to show everyone what a hardcore gamer can do. Basically the same kind of story, to be honest. With the game becoming a reality and system and dungeons and yada yada yada. We all know this one, man. Number 2. Heavenly Martial God. This manga is a new good manga out there. What we get here is a reincarnation of the MC into a future done by some bastard gods who were not happy with the arrogant murderer MC, so blocking his ascension to God. This manga is a gag one that will provide you with some laughs with the story. The story is nothing new though, all predictable with counting deaths, moments, and like all of that. The art style is also filled with dishun fights of children. Characters are 1D too still now. This is a solid martial arts, by the way. Like a very good manga about martial arts. Then he starts cultivation to open its broken medrians. MC is ruthless AF. Its personality is really harsh, by the way. I love this one a lot. Number 1. Maxed out leveling. So the MC spent 140 years in the Murim world and returned to his own after 14 years of passing this one. The MC is the strongest and nobody stands a chance against him. The story is a bit underwhelming and has a few inconsistent plot points. The whole thing is a power fantasy, but without the from zero to hero part, worth the read. Max level internal arts, max level external arts, Jiangju, Murim's famous and strongest Cha Shin Hyun. I came back to Earth after reaching the peak of martial arts. But why has everything changed so much? A world where monsters are coming out of a dungeon and hunters are leveling up via their status windows start again from level 1? This doesn't faze me at all since my martial arts are already at the max level. Just read it, man! That's all for today. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, then give this video a like and share it with your friends and your family. And also subscribe for more top 10. Stay safe and take care. My name is Zeta Khan, and I'm the voice of the voiceless. See you next time.